In this video, there's a bloody fridge freezer. Sorry state. Charlie Boy's Castle. Welcome back to everyone that's been following me for a while. For anyone new, there are a load of boatyard videos you can go and watch, or I've put them all into one video now, which is about 80 minutes long. We were now finally off red and yellow boards, and it was a chance to move, but not before I came back from work and found this. What I didn't expect to see was a bloody fridge freezer stuck underneath my boat. How mental is that?
That's all I had to say about that.
Anyway, it's good to be able to finally move, and my plan was to get to Windsor. There'd been one lock that had been closed for maintenance, wasn't due to be open until the next day. Well happy, Romney Lock is back open. Today was supposed to be the last day of closure, so I took a chance, and pleased to say it's reopened, so it means I can get to Windsor. Just got to get through this lock, no lock keeper on. Last lock. Yes. Just about to see Windsor Castle in the distance there. So pleased this lock is reopened. Proper chuffed. All worth it. Headed into Windsor now to go under the bridge. When you go through the bridge, the castle is on the left hand side. I was going to try and get moored on the right hand side. Shall we say left and right, or shall we say port and starboard? Leave that in the comments. If you don't know your port from your starboard, it's easy to remember by saying that the words with the least amount of letters in them, i.e. port and left, go together. So left for port, right for starboard. Been a long old day, but made it. Old Charlie Boy's Castle. Good morning. So this was me last night, moored here. Check this one. I'm going to go over to the other side if it's suitable over there. Always used to be, just because I want to go into town a few times today. I want to go in early now, grab a coffee, have a little mooch, repeat mooch about, and then I may pop in there later on as well. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be here, but it's still pretty damn muddy. While I don't mind the walk, I don't want mud everywhere. Zoom in on the castle just because I can. Thank you. A little stroll into town. One of my favourite towns, Windsor. So you've got that London feel. I like it more this time of year where the tourism's down a little bit. Just because it gets mental busy. Still a cool castle though, isn't it? I don't know how many times I've been here. After a night at Windsor, I headed back down to Runnymede. Just a reminder, I was going to work a few days a week where I get up at 3:45, sometimes 3:30, and then on a Friday late morning I was able to head up on these trips. It was quite hard physically to do, one being up so early then heading off on a Friday, but also you generally don't get lock keepers on this time of year, so crewing a boat on your own and manning the lock, it does catch up with you. It seems, you know, quite a bit of work to go up to Windsor for one night, but I didn't want to then have a long journey getting back just in case there was any issues. again, if there's an issue with their lock and there's no lock keeper about, that all takes a bit of time. So headed back down to Runnymede, where I was in the last vlog, where I had all the fog. Spent the night there, and yeah, headed off the next day. But again, I love Runnymede for different reasons to Windsor. Beautiful area. Just got midday, as much as I don't want to go. I need to get back near the car, ready for work. But I'll be back very soon. I've definitely got itchy feet to move further up river, a bit more long term. I definitely feel like I want to move further up. It will make my journey to work harder, but I've got I don't know, either that or I need to start, maybe take a week off, or maybe going to work Wednesday next week. But I feel like I want to do more of this at the moment because I'm really enjoying it. But then you can see here, this houseboat obviously came adrift, came all the way down here and sunk. It's a shame, you know, people's belongings. So this is why it gets a bit time consuming when you're doing locks on your own, because this lock, the controls are over that side, but you can only moor this side, and also you can see the bottom gates have been left open. So at the moment I can cross over this side. Obviously I've got to walk down, shut those gates, shut the sluices, come back up this side, open up the sluices, let the water in, then open these gates and walk back down over those gates to get back to the boat. That's just to get in. So then you've got the time of obviously shutting the gates this end, opening the sluices that end. I can understand why the gates this end have been left open, because there's mooring the other side of the controls, but unfortunately there's so much like branches and all kinds of stuff has got caught underneath, and you've got that worry of damaging your boat if you try and moor up there. A lot of flotsam and jetsam, come on. So we're down this end, got to shut these gates and then shut the sluices. It's push button stuff, but it won't allow you to do certain things until other things have been done first. So you can't open the sluices at that end until these ones are shut, because obviously you'd just be like flowing water straight through the lock. So there's a system in place that doesn't allow that to happen. So yeah, shut these gates first. Gates shutting now. Once they're closed, you can then close the sluices. See these going down here, like 2-inch side, 2-inch gate. There we go, 2 shut there. This is sluices shut. So now we walk up this end. And open the sluices. So now open the sluices this end. Lock's filled up. Now open the gates. Now we've got to walk back down over the gates, round, and then up to the boat.
Maybe I just run across the great state of Alabama.
And obviously that's just to get it in the lock. So you can see it can be quite time consuming. One, when you're doing the locks without lock keeper, and 2, when you're manning or crewing the boat alone. Into a bit of fast forward here. Some people might have wished that I'd left this at normal speed. I do actually have about a 15 or 16 minute video leading from Runnymede to the lock that I've just been working the controls at. If people think I should put that up as a separate video, so it's about 15 minutes, something just to watch the scenery as the boat travels along, then put that in the comments and I'll put that up possibly in the next few days. Anyway, this is heading to the next lock, which was it goes Bell Weir, Penton Hook and then Chertsey Lock. This will be my last lock of the day, and headed back down to the mooring ready for work the next day. The great thing about travelling on the river when it's so quiet is it was giving me a chance to get used to the boat, in and out of locks, without the pressure of being surrounded by other boats and also other people watching and seeing any mistakes I may have made at that time. Before or after each of these trips, the Seacock filters that I spoke about before had to be checked and cleaned out. Jeez, so all that has come out of this filter. So I thought the other side was flowing quite well. I didn't think it was going to be as bad. It clearly is. Another Friday and another chance to head upstream again, each time going a little bit further. So I'd been doing 3 locks, then obviously I went to Windsor, so that was 5 locks. I wanted to add another 2 locks to that. It was another lock that might not have been open, but I took that chance. So during the, let's call it the winter season, they tend to do a lot of maintenance work on locks up and down the Thames. Not all of them, just the ones that need doing. They give you dates online of what locks will be closed and when they'll be reopened. Sometimes, like with Romney Lock on the last trip I did up to Windsor, it was open a day before. So I thought I'd take a chance and do the same with Bray Lock. As I say, that was two locks up. Currently at Penton Hook Lock. Lucky today there's this boat in front of me, a couple of fellas on it that are going to Bray, so I've been sort of leading, opening up the lock. They've been doing the lock and shutting the gates, which is quite handy. They don't seem to think Bray Lock is open. Something I got from these 2 fellas on the boat, which I often get when I'm travelling up and down the Thames, is people being impressed. Thanks, mate. Of me crewing the boat alone. I'm sure there's people out there that single-handedly crew a lot bigger boats, and let's face it, if you're out at sea on the yacht, there's a lot more to do than there is when you're on the river. But it's always nice to hear, because it just, you know, makes you feel like you're doing it well. John Doyle's crew, both dismantling this. That's the 6th lot done today. Made a lot easier because there's a couple of fellas that are bringing the boat up. These mate had just bought, so from Chertsey Lock all the way through we did them together, so that made my life a lot easier. Normally would have taken, I think it takes me about 5.5 hours to get to Windsor. I don't know how long we're at now, but obviously we've done 6 locks, so they're off to Bray Marina, so that's along this stretch. I want to find somewhere along here to moor up anyway, and then tomorrow I can see if Bray Lock is open. It's not supposed to be, but we'll have a look. This is where I'm moored up tonight. Got that proper middle of nowhere feel about it. Unfortunately, Bray Lock wasn't open, so that was as far as I could go on this day. Plenty of other times in the year to head up through. So the next morning I decided to turn round and have another night at Windsor. If the lock had been open, I would have gone through. I think it would have been 2 locks to cook them. But one thing I wanted this weekend is I've done quite a lot of travelling over the last couple of weeks. Is actually to be able to moor up somewhere for, moor up on the day and stay the next day and then move the following day after, just something a little bit more chill. So I started thinking this morning it wouldn't be any kind of issue if Bray Lock wasn't open, because I'm either going to may go to Windsor again, but further up there's a nice mooring, or may actually go and sit down at Runnymede for a couple of days, but I'll see. I'm very, I don't know if impulsive is the right word, but certainly just don't make any plans when you don't need to, because obviously I could spot a mooring now going back down on the other side of the islands there and be like, oh, sod it, and stay here. So yeah, see what happens. That's Boveney Lock. I still love my boat. So another fast forward, I get the impression people would sooner I didn't do this, and I'm not going to make a habit of it. But anyway, back to Windsor for the night. If anyone's thinking what's the point in this, it's just the beauty of I'm living on my boat and moving about on it. For most of my life has been, like many of us, living in a house or a flat, and you go out and you come back to it. But I was having a different view almost every night. The other thing to remember is I was still restricted by work, so I could only go so far up unless I took time off from work. I was lucky that I'd been able to move my days about with my clients. I started going in on a Tuesday, a Wednesday and a Thursday, then having that Thursday afternoon, Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday to travel. Those adjustments came over a period of time to suit this life, and I was very grateful to my clients who were happy to adjust their times and their days. At this time I had one client I was training online, and that gradually adjusted. I've tried to move everything to online. There's one of my clients I train face to face when I'm in the area, and the rest of the time we do online. I should probably say at this point, for those that are new to the channel, that I work for myself as a personal trainer and strength coach, and apart from that one client I'd always done my work face to face. But things were always going to head this way. I'd warned my clients about it back in 2019 when I'd made the 5-year plan to get to this point where I could live on the boat and move up and down the river. So here we are at Windsor, a different mooring to where I was last time, and I started mooring here quite a lot. It's actually an island with a footbridge that goes to it. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to lock the gate at night as well, so it was quite a secure mooring. You only ever really got people that would come in and use the benches to have a picnic. Summertime gets quite busy, but it's a lovely mooring, very popular in the summer when all the boats start coming out in the marinas. But this time of year I was free to move about more as I wanted. Morning, engine check, doing this portside one today, and I'll do the starboard one later or tomorrow. This one always tends to run hotter. I don't know whether partly because this is the side that has the calorifier from the hot water, but also I've always wondered why he had that jar, and I think because this one runs hotter, which probably isn't to do with the calorifier, it's almost like a second expansion tank, because where he's bonded it underneath, it was wet here this morning, and this got quite hot yesterday. You know, I was sort of running it for quite a few hours, and the upper reach is pushing against the current, so the engines were still working harder. So I've topped up the water, oil was fine, no real leaks underneath, so good to go. Going to be heading off for a few locks today. As I'm getting ready to move, I like to run the engines for about 10 minutes beforehand, just to make sure there's no problems like that.
Chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. Chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang.
Quite soon after this, after investigating, I realised it was actually leaking coolant, and he'd put that jar there so he could top up the coolant without lifting up the floorboard every time. The coolant leak is something that I still need to look into, as I can never see where it's actually coming from. Sunday morning, on the move again, just doing the lock. Even brought me a cup of coffee with me. Come on, son. Windsor Castle just in the background there. It's going to be a lovely day. Still quite fresh at the minute, but the sun's out. How nice is it today? Chilly old morning even with the sun out, but it's 100% warmed right up now. Going back to the engines, particularly the port side engine, I had noticed it started running hotter and hotter, and also where the raw water is pumped in and out, that water coming out was getting less. I knew what the issue was. It was going to be the impeller, and at one mooring it finally gave out and there was no water coming out, so I had to stop there and sort the problem out. The pump, I can barely see it, it's right at the bottom there. As you can see, there's a pipe going there. That's the back of the pump. So yeah, panning back from here, not a nice job. I've taken the air inlet manifold off. Now I can see the back of the pump. If I can get my hand down there, so you see that pipe there, that runs into the pump. Just above it, there's a plate. And I'll stick the camera right down. There's a plate with a load of screws around it. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. I'm pretty sure if I take that plate off, that's where the impeller will be. So what I want to do is get something underneath there, some sort of bowl, because you guarantee I'm going to drop one of those screws and I'll never find that in the bilge again, never to be seen again. So obviously there's going to be a bit of water coming out there. I have turned the seacock off. Let's hope that is fully shut off and it's not half blocked with reeds. Impeller is off and it's in a sorry state. My mate who knew the previous owner reckons that was probably replaced like 10 years ago. So bearing in mind they kind of recommend, I think, replacing them every year. Unfortunately, the one that was on the boat, it must be one he'd ordered and was incorrect. So the same mate that knew the previous owner, he said that's quite a common impeller and reckons they may have one or two in stock. Obviously he's not there now, but when he passes there he said he's going to have a look and grab one if they have got one. I've looked up, I can get one on eBay, or I can pay almost triple the price on Amazon and get it tomorrow. But I'm just going to hold fire. I may order one off eBay anyway now. It's like 14 quid on eBay and 40 quid on Amazon for the same thing. And the one on Amazon I don't think comes with a gasket, so they can jog on. But yeah, well, it's not going to be a case of hopefully that will sort it out. I think that's a definite, right? As for what did I take off? Take off the air filter, oil type air filter there, and the air intake manifold. loosened off the fuel pipe, and you see I've got a tub and a bit of rag there to catch the screws if I dropped them. The back of the impeller's just down there. So yeah, as long as the other one goes on right, there's no issues, then that's it. Peter had said to me about normally take the pump right off, but I think that's if it's like forward facing engine, you know, sorry, it's on this face of the engine like the one on the other side would be. So yeah, just look forward to getting it on and firing it up. My mate very kindly dropped one down to me, so refitted that and job done. That's the end of another video. Thanks for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.